we put this in the side roll category simply because it involves the tight arm waist arm. Let me get that straight. Anyway, a tight arm around the waist. This is executed after you have stood up. And so what we're going to show are the mechanics of how to do this. And it is one of the most awkward things you can ever try to do. If you practice it 1,000 times, it's still going to feel awkward. But it does work. We have at least 2 guys that come to mind, won their title matches in the Nationals executing this particular technique. Looks strange, feels stranger. Is it efficient? You bet. And here's all we're trying to accomplish in this, is that the hip pocket has to come as much to the inside of the thigh as possible. And you're going to use a foot block down here, and what you're trying to do is you're going to lock this knee outward. Because the good Lord didn't design your knee to bend that direction, you're going to go to the mat. And so to simply illustrate it with my hands, I'm blocking here, that's a foot, and I'm pushing here, that's a hip. And I'm taking it this way against the outside of his knee joint. And you're going to wind up in that familiar position that you have witnessed on the hip heist. So, and all it is sort of like doing the hula. You're going to rotate, lose elevation, get that pocket to the inside. So let's see what we've got here in this process. A prerequisite, arm has to be tight, hips have to be close, preferably snug. He blocks, and there's your angle that you've seen on the other modifications and the basic roll. You want to give that a try, Josh? He doesn't want to. Okay, let's see it again. Note, let's turn this way just a little bit. Take a note of what he's doing here, how he's blocking. He's not stepping beside. He's turning his toe in, so it's shoestring to ankle. He's rotating his hip pocket to the inside. He's now pushing. Let's just switch positions and have Josh do this. Again, the hips have to be tight. There has to be a tight arm around the waist. No space in here. And he's going to block, foot block, rotate, push. And what do you think of that, Josh?
Feels really awkward.
Very, very awkward. Let me just say something about awkwardness. I think there's a tendency in every wrestler to ever put his foot on a mat to reject something because it feels awkward. And the analogy I've always given to people at wrestling clinic is do not reject some technique that's being shown and being drilled because it feels awkward. The analogy that I use is when your mother first pulled the baby bottle nipple out of your mouth and put your food on a spoon, what did you do? You rejected it because it what? Felt awkward. But your mother was very patient, and she drilled you with the spoon. And to the point where, you don't want the baby bottle. You want to be fed from a spoon. So don't reject something in wrestling just because it feels awkward the first few times. Or in this one, it's going to feel awkward after 1,000, but it's still going to work. What we're going to show next is just another variation of a standing roll. But again, it's dictated by the body position of the opponent. So again, you have executed a stand-up. And so let's assume a stand-up position in here. And for the roll, one of the prerequisites is consistent. This arm has got to be tight around the waist. And you're going to grab it the same way as we talked about the O-ring rather than all fingers. The difference from the last one, or the other standing roll, is in that one, the hips were tight to each other. Here, there is airspace. Therefore, he can't do the other roll. So he's going to capitalize on that airspace. He's going to, first of all, block the thigh so that he can't advance this leg. And then he's going to take his inside leg and block the thigh-knee area over here. And he's going to hop through, taking him down. Whoops, you lost your block. You thought you were skipping rope. Let's do it again, because you've done it before. And again, tight waist is required. Hop all the way through. And there, a lot of wrestlers love that because it's so forceful. It gets the opponent's attention. Great. Look at that familiar position again. You want to give that a try?
Yes.
Okay. It's his turn to get even. That's the way it's supposed to sound.